Hey guys, I'm Mama Bear to Many. I am a mom to 14 children. 12 of my children are still here at home, and this is the Three Rivers Challenge. I did end up going to the grocery store and do a stock up haul, and then I also did an Amazon haul, and that's going to be coming up soon. But these are the things this is an exciting week, actually an exciting 2 weeks, because what I ended up doing is I went through and you saw me organize my garage. So I pulled all the stuff out that I wanted to use from the garage, which is like a food storage area. And so I took all the stuff that I wanted to use up from my food storage and I put it in a tote, and I show all you guys all the stuff that I did from that. I also brought up all the cans that I'm going to use over the next 2 weeks, and so you can see all the stuff that we are going to use up. So it's pretty exciting. I hope to really use it up. I'm writing my list now for doing the rest of my stock up that I need to do in order to get myself back in a more comfortable place. I am kind of rotating through a bunch of things so that I can like change our diet and that type of stuff over. So I hope this video blesses you. Have a great week. Okay guys, so I am showing you, this is all the stuff that I pulled out of the garage that I want to use up in our food storage. So we have these egg noodles. Now these are wheat egg noodles. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with these. I might actually make like 2 casseroles and then give those 2 away for somebody, because some people might eat wheat, but a lot of people do not eat wheat. And they're also very high carb. So I cannot see us actually like sitting down and eating those. So I might use those for like a giveaway pile. Okay, so these right here are 2 organic cassava flours. I think I'll probably make some tortillas out of that, so I'll write that on the list. Maybe one day do like some tacos with some cassava. Arrowroot powder. Another thing that's good is if you make these, I know this sounds so silly, but if you make these and you like spread them with butter and peanut butter, that's pretty good too. Like when they're warm, it's really yummy. The sorghum flour here and then the white rice flour I can use in my creation of my sourdough breads. I've been using both of those, so I'll be able to use these ones this week when I make it. Flaxseed meal, a thing of raisins, we'll just be able to pass those out. Chia seeds, macadamia nuts, 2 things. I'll have to look for a recipe for those. 2 things of the quinoa, which is fine. I'll probably end up using quinoa instead of rice this week. I didn't even realize I had those bags. I have a bunch of cocoa, which is kind of cool. Look up some recipes. I need to probably restock my hot cocoa mix as well, so we'll do that. Polenta. I've actually never made this before. So I bought the bags with like high hopes and then never ended up making it. So I think that we will try to make that. I have 4 bags of that, so I'll need to use that up. I have some pine nuts, which are oh so yummy. It's like sometimes you buy things and they're like so expensive that it's just like, oh, I don't want to use it for this, or I don't want to use it for that, because they're so precious. And then you never use it because it was too special to eat, which is so ridiculous. All right, we're gonna eat those up. And then coconut flakes. We had a ton of coconut flakes. These were the oldest 1, 2, 3, 4 bags. So we're gonna try and use those up. Dented can of cream of mushroom soup, dented can of coconut milk, unsweetened, and then I had 4 cans of these spicy black beans. I normally don't buy spicy black beans, and then this is coming close to expiration, so this is 3 spicy, 1 regular. And that might just even get just opened for on top of salads. That would be okay. We like black beans and cheese on salads, are really good. And then I had a bunch of baking powder. And then these fruits need to get used up. So I see maybe some gluten-free banana muffins or bread or something like that. Yeah, so I will show you what we make out of this. I'll also try to show you what I'm going to make a list. Yep, you get a little bit of real me. I'm cold today. So I'll use these things up here, and then I'm going to write a list down, and then I'll decide what my meals are going to be based around these items, and then I'll be pulling up from the basement based around that menu for this week, and then I'll show you that after. Okay, so I showed you guys what we are going to be using up from the food storage, and then I'm going to show you now what I'm going to be using up for canning jars. And I think this week we're also going to clean out my cabinets and reorganize those so that I can fit more things up here that I'm using more often now. So let me show you these jars. Okay, so I have 2 berries. These berries are going to be used for on top of yogurt. I have 6 just canned peaches. 2 of these are probably going to be used for yogurt, and then the other ones I want to make either a crisp or a crumble. I gotta look for a keto recipe that can do that. I have 6 potatoes here. That's just canned potatoes. We have 2 of these mincemeats. It's actually green tomato mincemeat that I made last year, and I think we're gonna try to make pie out of that. I brought this up for my husband. It is habanero jelly. I got 2 pickled scapes. I think I'm going to add those with supper tonight. There's 2 goat lard here. I have 4 squash. I have 10 cabbage. I have, these are the, what are these called? These are the, the wannabe. I think these are the wannabe, like the zucchini that's like pineapple. I think that's this. So we have 5, 6, 7 of those. And then I have a bunch of broth here. I think we have 6 of the chicken broth. And then on the side here, I have 4 fish. I plan on making like a fish chowder this week. And then also probably fish patties. Over here, I have some canned meat. I think this is canned beef. I should actually bring up some more applesauce, but the cabinet's also full of that, so I'm okay with not having all the applesauce here. I'm running out of space. And then these are not sweet potatoes, butternut squash or pumpkin. We use them interchangeably. So I have 6 of those. I have 4 pork broth. I have 5 carrots, which this is the last of my canned carrots, guys. So after this, I'm going to be using dehydrated carrots. And then I have 4 of the green beans, and then I have 8 of the barbecue sauce. They're the small ones. And then 2 of the pork. So that is it. So that, along with the dry goods, we are going to be doing probably the next week. It might be a week and a half. I'm trying to figure, I have so many things that's going on. It might end up being a week and a half. Okay, so today I just pulled out a bunch of leftovers. We have some turkey thighs there, some rice. This is just some carrot in there. I'm holding a sweet little girl over here. No. So, we have grapefruits. We're gonna do a bunch of grapefruits. Have some kiwi, have some rice. I think there's onions in that yogurt container. Some, whatever you put on fish patties, tartar sauce, fish patties, some left over. This is the apple with like muffin stuff mix. This is some pulled pork stuff, and then a little bit of guacamole and some carrots. With that, I am adding these Brussels sprouts here with onions, and I'm gonna probably fry up some of these sausage patties. Morning, guys. So it is Saturday morning, well, mid-morning or something like that. I am just gonna do some things for lunch here on the wood stove. So I had all those leftovers that I just showed you guys. I'm gonna take my big cast iron, and I have to move things around in order to get you a better view of this. I am going to be cutting up some onions and some Brussels sprouts. We cook most of our meals on the wood stove, so I have like breakfast stuff left over. I ended up doing sourdough discard pancakes this morning for breakfast. So people left stuff over here, so I'm cleaning that up. We have some people that weren't here this morning, some people coming back, some people leaving. Some people were doing some volunteer work. Actually, quite a few people are doing volunteer work. One of my daughters is going to help a mom with twins. She's still there. Another daughter helps out at the food pantry. So she was helping out. We kind of like rotate around who's doing what. Somebody asked me before, like, how do you get your kids to serve? And I think that it starts with you get them to serve each other in a household. Like, if you have a servant's heart, then you're going to want to serve one another. I'm just going to cut some onions and throw it in there. That's my washer. If you hear that background squeak, 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 thump, 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 that's the washer. That you have to have a servant's heart, like in life. You can't just, you know, expect to be served. And I think that's one lesson in a large family that I don't want to say comes easy, but it comes like with the territory. You can't really be selfish in a large family. You have to wait your turn for the bathroom or for the, you know, to get served or whatever it might be. And it's a good lesson in life, I think. So we also want the children to serve. So if we see opportunities that they are able to serve, then we kind of approach that subject like, hey, let's be servants. Okay, so I'm going to throw this onion in there. I forgot to put my coconut oil in there. There we go. I should be wearing an apron. There we go. But I'm not. My baby's right there and I can't really leave her, so I'll stay dirty. Or I'll get dirty. Hopefully I won't get too dirty. So I'm just going to cut a couple onions up and then I'll cut my Brussels sprouts in half. And we'll fry up some sausage. So sometimes when I have leftovers, if it's not enough leftovers to actually make a full meal, I'll just take and add other things to it that are quick and easy to add to it. And that's what I'm doing today. I didn't really have a whole lot. Well, we had some leftovers, but we have tidbits of everything. And then I'm just throwing in the extra stuff. So we got 2 onions there. Then I'm going to grab 3 bags of Brussels sprouts. If that starts getting too hot, I'll just scoot it down a little bit. I have a towel here, not really a... Cut a bunch of these up. So today I'm just going to add 2 cans of my, sausage. 2 cans of my sausage, and then do these Brussels sprouts. These Brussels sprouts need to get eaten. Sweet Pea actually really loves Brussels sprouts, so she'll probably have a bunch of these with her lunch, which is awesome because they're so healthy. Tomorrow we are planning on going skiing, which is a first for us. We've never been skiing because it's expensive. That said, there's a deal that I recently found out about in the states of Maine and New Hampshire. So if you're in either of those states, it's called Winter Kids. So you would go and it's called Winter Kids. You click on there and there's an app. So you sign up for Winter Kids. You're allowed to have 5 people in your whatever it is thing. So you're allowed to have 5 people. I'll know more tomorrow once we've been there, done that. But basically you pay a fee. It's like $40 to pay for that, and you can be part of any of the Winter Kids activities. And that might, at some mountains, it might be that you get, 50% off junior tickets. It might be, there's all different types of things that they have on there. Well, a mountain near, I say near, it's over 2 hours away. 2 hours away near us has a day where it is a family day, and that would be tomorrow. And in that family day, it is a $99 cap. So for rental equipment and kids skiing and stuff is a $99 cap. Now what I did was I got 2 things with the Winter Kids on there. So we actually have 2 Winter Kids memberships. One would be under mine, one would be under my husband's. And so I think that it probably will be $200 for all of us to go, but that maybe even a little bit more because my older 3 are not children. But it did say half price off of adult tickets, and I don't think me or my husband are going to actually be skiing, so I'm not quite sure how it's going to work. I'm going to have to wait until we get there and see. So total, we kind of planned, we're hoping it has to be like under $500. So it's something that we wanted to give the kids the opportunity to do. It's something that we've never done before, and probably, honestly, I don't know that we'll be able to do it again. It really just depends on this situation and experience and the cost and that type of stuff. So yeah, kind of exciting, nerve-wracking. I mean, you're talking about 12 children on a mountain. My oldest son, he is going to end up coming. He's been skiing before. Him and his wife enjoy skiing. So he is actually going to come and possibly help us out there with some, especially some of the older kids, because they might move from the bunny hill, or he might be able to like help them out with some actual things. I have a feeling that the little kids are probably just going to end up like putting their skis on, and I don't know, it should be an adventure. I know it probably seems like overwhelming to take so many people and whatever, but it's an adventure. You have to be like prepared mentally to say, hey, I know that most likely there's going to be grumpiness. I have a teething baby. I have a toddler who is kind of emotional because daddy was just gone. So yeah, I'm going to finish cutting these up and I'll be back. In case y'all are wondering, it is hot by a wood stove. It really is. I don't know how hot, but it's pretty hot. So I moved these down here just because they were getting a little too steamy. I am just going to leave those there. Let me see. And it doesn't have to be super covered. I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to work on doing some of these sausages. Okay, so I'm using some of my canned sausage. You guys have seen me before. If you haven't seen before me do this sausage, I'll try to remember to link it in the description box below. I moved these a little bit closer, and then this is how it is, like the fat's all on top. I'm gonna scrape that all right in the pan. Oh wait, where's my pan? Ta-da! If you wanted, you could take and dump these out, strain them, rinse them. Some people do that. I don't. I think the fat's actually good for you. I have two of these together, so I'll show you what they look like. Then I'm going to take the lid off that for a minute and stir it around. Hey, Lovey. Alright, Sweetie might need me. She's doing puzzles with sister, but she's kind of grumpy. So I'll show you what it looks like, and then I'll try to get a picture of it when we're doing it after it's all done. So all I'm going to do is just rotate sausages in here, flip them over, and cook those. I'll just throw a pinch of salt on there, and that'll be it for those ones. Okay, so I'm getting ready to put stuff together for tomorrow for the skiing that we're going to do. So we need to have food and stuff there. So I am just mixing up some chicken salad, and then I'm going to make 2 loaves of sourdough bread. So do you want to mix this for me? Do you want to mix this for me? She's going to mix up the chicken salad. Mixing it. I'm going to have her mix the chicken salad, and then I'm going to have her put it in here. So what I'm going to do is I am going to take my bowl. I'm going to do this 2 times in the bowl. I'm just going to tear this out.
I'm ready.
Keep stirring, please. And I am going to add 250 grams of starter. I'm going to link in the description box below the person that had the recipe originally. I do it a little bit different because I don't always have the time to do everything that she does perfectly. But I will link that below because that's where I started and that works great. All right, I'm going to do 250 grams of starter. So I'm weighing this out on the scale after I tared it out. I am weighing it out. So. And 250. Okay, then we're going to do, I'm going to tear it out again. So it says 0. And then I'm going to add my white rice flour. You can also use brown rice. This was one of the things that I wanted to use up from the food storage. So this is going to be, because these ones are a little bit older, this is going to be 340. Oh, thank you. 1 minute and I'll stir it around and then you can do it again. I went over paying attention to other things. So easy to go over or under with that. All right, so I'm gonna stir the edges for you. Okay. And then you get to be the big scooper. Be ready to be a scooper? So I'm leaving this one with just the chicken salad. I'm leaving that with just chicken, or that leftover turkey, onions, salt, pepper, and a little bit of abdoa. Please don't. Usually I like to add cranberries in it, and I'm gonna add a little bit of celery seed. I didn't do that yet. Let me go do that. Okay, so we're gonna do a little bit of celery seed. And then she's gonna scoop this into here. Aren't you? Yeah. Some people like cranberries in it, some people don't. If I'm making it at home, then I would try to mix it, serve people, and then put the cranberries in it and serve the rest of the people. But where we're bringing it, I'm just gonna scoop it right in there. Can you do that? Yeah. Let me move these eggs. I have a mess on this counter that I am on right now because we're trying to do 1,000 things at once. Okay, so I am doing the white rice flour, then I'm going to do 200, I'm going to zero that out again, and then I'm going to do 230 grams of tapioca starch. Tapioca starch and tapioca flour are the same thing. So we need 230 grams. Oops. So 230, and then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of honey. This is my honey because it got crystallized out in the garage. So I'm just going to do this with a regular spoon and kind of scrape out the crystallized honey in here. So this is not low carb. This is what everyone else would be eating. I think I have a low carb thing for her. How about I put this on this side before I wear it? Good idea? All right. That is 2 tablespoons of honey. I need 1 tablespoon of oil. You can use any oil that you want. I think I'm just going to use some avocado oil. Then we are going to add, looking for my measuring spoon, and a teaspoon. So I am going to add 4 teaspoons of Xanax gum. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then, see the counter, like from here over, is on like one of those like things that you have to lift up so everything likes to slide down that way. All right, so 1 teaspoon of baking powder, which I don't think I've out yet. I had oodles of baking soda in that trip, the cleaning out the food storage the other day. I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't even realize it had so much. Okay, so baking powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 and 2 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. And then I am going to bring this over to the mixer, and I'm going to add water, and she has it as 340 grams of water, but I just kind of eyeball it as far as like texture goes. You want it to be really sticky because my sourdough is a little bit less, it's more like runny than a lot of people have. Okay, let me see if I can just move you over here. Whoa, it might work. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe. Okay. So. I'm gonna go grab my water. A lot more sticky than if you were making like a wheat ball. And I'm gonna look at the clock because I want it on for 2 minutes. Okay, this is totally me, real life. I forgot 2 eggs. I'm throwing them in there. What happened? Pick out that shell. Good job. There's a little bit more. Good. Almost. Okay, so this is what it looks like, and then here's my bowl. So what I'm gonna do is just take my bowl, and I have a flour sack or flour sack towel or whatever you want to say. Put it in here. I'm gonna put some brown rice or white rice flour in there. I'm gonna sprinkle it in. Sprinkle some in here. Gonna sprinkle a little in there. Doop doop doo doo. Then I'm gonna take just a regular spatula, dip it in some hot water, and then I'm just gonna scoop this out of the bowl. And I'll probably need to dip it in hot water a couple of times just to get it so it will come out of the bowl. And all I'm gonna do is just do that and then roll it into here. I think we have an eggshell in there too. Can you see it? Alrighty. So all I'm going to do is we're gonna just take it and smooth it down a little bit. This is actually gonna end up being the bottom. I don't wanna like push it down. All right, so that's like that. So now I'm gonna do my other one, but what I'm gonna do first is just take some of this, throw it on top, and can you cover it up? Can you cover this up for me? Put all the sides in, okay? I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you can see my view from my kitchen window while making bread. And I'm just letting it sit here by the wood stove. And that would be for like 3.5 hours. This is what I'm packing for my family of 14 to take on a trip for the day. So we have 3 pounds of meat. Actually, 2.5 pounds of meat. We have some little mandarins. I have some of these Simply Farmhouse cheddar crackers. Those are lower carb than these crackers, which we have 2 boxes of. Then we have some celery and cream cheese, cheese sticks, cheese to go with wraps for these, chicken salad, and then a bag full of cucumbers, some cream cheese, a thing of apples, and a snack bin of granola bars and Slim Jims and Laura bars and low carb bars and all that type of stuff. So that is what I'm going to bring, along with 2 loaves of sourdough bread. Okay guys, it has been about, let me see, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, something like that. It's better if you could wait a little bit longer, but I'm just going to take this and pour it out onto here. Like this. Oops. Okay, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna cut this deep there, and then maybe just a couple slices there. It doesn't have to look super pretty. Some people like to flour the top, and that's fine. I like to oil the top. Really depends on my mood, honestly. I'm gonna put oil on it though, so I can get more of this seasoning on top here. And I am putting, this is everything seasoning. Like that. Now I'm going to pick it up and put it right into my already heated Dutch oven here. And then I'm going to take and put ice cubes right in the corner and find the lid so that it can steam. That's it. Now I'm going to pop it in the oven. So they are done. They're out of the oven. Absolutely beautiful. And that's the second one there. They smell super yummy. So I'm going to let those cool down, and then we'll wrap them up to bring with us tomorrow. Still a little warm. You should wait until it cools, but this is what it looks like on the inside. Yeah. So for breakfast this morning, they are having this egg dish with some potatoes. And we did have a tray of sourdough pancakes here. So that's basically everyone just kind of grabbed whatever they were going to eat, and that was it. I totally forgot to say what we were having for lunch today. My daughter made a beautiful butternut squash soup, and we had one of these loaves that she made of the sourdough bread. So that's what we had for lunch today. And now for supper, we are doing a bunch of leftovers. So yeah, she's excited. So there's butternut squash soup. There's this soup here and another soup here. So a bunch of different soups. We have some rice, we have some green beans, jelly to go with the bread. All right, so we are just going to make a split pea soup today. So I am just having, my daughter is actually making it, I'm just videoing it. So she is throwing some coconut oil and some onions in here, and then we're gonna put it on the wood stove. Hey guys, so I am just going to give a little, I don't know, I'm about ready to film part of this video, and I wanted to share with you a soup that I'm making, but I also want to say something. I wasn't going to address this, but I've had quite a few comments over the past couple days that I have had to delete, and I just want to get it out in the air. Nobody is asking you to come eat at my house. If you don't like the condition of my old pans or plates or jars or anything like that, that's okay. You don't have to like it. This is Mama Bear. Mama Bear, yeah. Like, I'm feeding my family. I'm feeding my family how I feel like I'm going to feed my family. And if you don't like the condition of things, because I buy things used and because they've been so well used, like people don't do nowadays. Lots of people, they go and they buy new pots and pans on a regular basis. I don't do that. A lot of the stuff that I have is 15 to 20 years old. Yes, we use SOS pads. Yes, my stuff is clean. But when you cook 3 meals a day, 365 days a year, your pans are going to look used. Okay, that's done. So if you want to make negative comments about me or my family, you will be immediately deleted and blocked. So we know where we are coming from. Now, whoever would like to care to see my dirty soup mess, come along. Okay, so we're going to use all these jars right here to make a nice nutritious soup. So my daughter is actually making the soup for tonight right now, and then I have this, she's making the split pea soup, and I'm going to take these and I'm just going to make a soup, and then I'm actually not going to cook it tonight. I am going to do this for not tomorrow, Saturday. I'm going to do it for Saturday. So I'm actually putting this together for Saturday because I want to be doing some sewing over the next 2 days, and Friday, Saturday, that's going to be it. And if I just have a big pot of soup to do on Saturday, then I will be all set. All right, so I'm going to throw 3 jars of beef in here. This is such easy food. I mean, this is like fast food. All right, then we're gonna do green beans. The wide mouth will go easier. And sweet potatoes or butternut squash. I don't really know. I don't label these, and they're one or the other. There we go. And then we're going to do some summer squash. And some potatoes. Okay, so I'm going to add 2 quarts of beef broth. And then I'm going to add some dehydrated things. So here I have some dehydrated celery that we home dehydrated last year. And then I'm going to add some, I'm not going to add those. Those are apples.
Interesting flavors.
Yeah. Here's the onions. So I put the onions in here. I had a coffee can full of these. I'm going to throw a bunch of those in there. And then I'm gonna throw some thyme in there. Looks like somebody put those back in. I have some children that will try to like maybe make something, and then they'll just throw the sticks back into the thing. This is gonna be very thyme heavy because I'm not using too many seasonings besides the onion and vegetables, and then I'm gonna throw a little bit of tomato powder in there. All right. And then tomato powder. And if I can find it, I would like to grab some dehydrated greens, but I'm not sure if I used all of those. So I'm going to have this, and then I'm going to just put the lid over it, and then I will have that for Saturday. Quick and easy. Then she's going to add some green peas in there. We're just doing it for supper tonight, so probably about 6 cups. Which would be about 1.5 pounds. And then she's going to add the pork broth, which I canned from boiling down some pork bones last year. One of you guys had mentioned that, and I think that it was a great idea. So she's just doing 4 of those. She's going to give it a quick stir and throw a cover on it. All right, we had to bring it in the house because the wood stove, we had some funky wood in there and it wasn't heating up very well. So she is just going to dump in 2 quarts of carrots. And a can of pork. All right, about 5 more minutes and this is going to be done. Yummy. And then we're going to have this with this sourdough bread. Okay, so these are the peaches that we had canned, and we drained some of the liquid off, or most of the liquid off, and then she added some sugar and stuff in there. And then this is a gluten-free topping that she's going to put on top to make a crisp. And we're going to throw that in the oven. Okay, so for breakfast is just yogurt with granola and berries. Oh, okay. So this is the polenta. We don't really know what we're doing. We don't even know if this is what it's supposed to look like, but this is what we ate. And there's some meatballs and then green beans there. So that was lunch today. I didn't eat yet, but I'm gonna grab some of this with some butter. So for tonight for supper, my daughter made some cassava tortillas. We're just coming home from the store, and some barbecue pork. And then we just have all these toppings and stuff for the top of that, and then we're going to serve it with some applesauce. So in the evening time, a lot of times what we all do is we would have either a cheese stick. We didn't used to have an evening snack, but then when Sweet Pea needed to have something before bed, we started doing something else. And a lot of times something with a lot of protein before bed is really helpful. So we either do like a cheese stick or one of these energy bites. Can you have a snack? Do you want an energy bite?
I want that.
Go see what Savannah has. She's being silly for you guys. She usually doesn't say, yeah. Well, she's also 3, so occasionally she does. Anyway, so they're gonna have snack. That is about it for the week, guys. I'm gonna share with you the amount that I showed at the beginning of the video with the canning jars and the food that I am using from our food storage. I am going to be taking and using that again this week. And then at the end of next week, I'll share with you how much we used over the past 2 weeks. So I hope this video blessed you. And what are you guys eating this week?